Hey guys, um, I'm just sitting inside of my spare room office. So, story about that. I found this desk when I was walking through my neighborhood. Someone was throwing it away, and I basically grabbed it, carried it home, and painted it this nice brown. And I have used this desk 7 times in the last 3 years since I've had it. you know, I think it's just always kind of good to kind of get back to old stuff and sit down and just be like, whenever I sit down in this room in this desk, I have like just really just extreme clarity. I think it's the grounded wood. I also have like this ancient wood chair over there as well. I don't know exactly what the backstory is for it. I just got it number of years ago. I just really like it. It was my old thinking chair back when I had more time to think. Now I just like spend time like walking to think. But the point of this video is consistency. So the first thing when it comes to growing this business is a lot of people have a misunderstanding of what it actually takes to go and be successful. Most people think in business that you build a website, you start something, then all of a sudden a bunch of clients kind of come to you, and then you get overwhelmed, and then you either can handle the work or you can't handle the work. When in reality, what happens is most people, this is not all, like there's always an exception to every single rule, right? I'm never going to just tell you like, hey, this is the only way you have to do things in life, right? This is just what's worked for me, right? And the reason why I like even make these videos is because I want to make sure that you have a fighting chance of actually succeeding in a business. I know that there's a lot of people that have tried to start a business, and not just like accounting or bookkeeping, just in general, but just have to like stop, right? So I'm giving you the groundwork and the frameworks to be able to find the best chance of success. So first things first, you got to get started, right? If you're just kind of like, well, I'm thinking about it, or I don't know, or you're kind of nervous about it, like it's a-okay to be nervous. Do not think that you should start the business when you're no longer nervous, right? Because that's really not the case. Most people are nervous every single time of the journey. Like when I was starting, I was nervous every single day, but I was using those nerves as almost like energy, right? Because I mean, if you think about it, most people kind of live life like in a like a blah or like a funk, right? So if you finally start feeling something, whether it's positive or negative, use those extra feelings as motivation and energy to be able to kind of get yourself to that starting position or to that next level. So first, you got to get started. Next thing, remember, business is simple. The thing that's tough for this business model is most people's minds start playing games on them. So when I say start playing games, most individuals that come from either a working background or a corporate background, you're used to getting paid in 15 to 30-day cycles, right? So let's say that you maybe get your paycheck once a month, or if you're more of an hourly worker, getting paid like every like 15 days, right? Just depends. And so that means there's a very short feedback loop. Let's say you're an hourly worker, you sign up, you get started, and then you do a little bit of work. 15 days later, you already have the first payment. If you're direct deposit, or if you receive a check, it's 15 days. It's not a lot of time. So most people have been, or even if you're in corporate, you do some work for about a month and you get paid. Most people have been trained to expect that that's just how life works. Now when you start your own business, in the first 90 days, you might not have a monetary return. Now, if you're working with someone that can show you how to do it, like yes, that will shorten that time frame. Like in our mentorship program, we do shorten the time frame for most people because I can give you access to like different partnership leads. I can give you access to marketing. I can give you access to scripts. So from day number one, you're deadly and you're devastating to the market, right? But if you're just doing this stuff on your own, right, it might take you 90 days to kind of get things going. That doesn't mean that this business model doesn't work. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. It doesn't mean that anything like this. Just some things when you're learning, like learning takes time. Building skill sets takes time. And then the unfortunate part is since you don't know what you don't know, you're probably unaware of a lot of the mistakes that you're making. Right? So it's like just stay consistent, keep trying different things, like course correct. Like if you try some marketing messages, right, and this doesn't work, if you reach out to clients and it doesn't work, like that's okay. It's normal. Now most people, what happens, like they just don't do enough of the right actions in order to go find success. most of the time what happens, like when someone works with me, I tell them the actual KPIs it takes to go and reach a certain goal. And a lot of them are like, oh wow, I never even thought about that. I never even thought about doing it like this. I never thought about working like this. I never thought about the number of people that actually know I exist in order to go and like reach six figures in my business. And it's crazy, right? It's just like it's a lot different than most people think it is. Now, in the beginning, I do like have people go and like do a little bit more work than like what they would do like once they've kind of hit a critical mass. But it's like you have to front load a lot of this stuff. If you front load and work very hard in the beginning, then afterwards, like when you have like the residuals, that's when you don't really have to work that hard. So like a lot of our students, like the students actually, no, let me even take a step back. Most people that aren't in our program, they're working 10 times harder than what they have to do, but they're just doing ineffective stuff. So they're working, but they're not really getting results from it. Then people who are in our program, like we give them some stuff, and like all the times it's less than what they were doing before, but there still is a little bit of like of work that's involved, right? But then as they start making more and more money, they actually have to do less and less marketing and sales work because they start building a brand. People start getting referred to them, and then consultation calls get a lot easier because now you have the skill set to do your consultation calls and start shortening those calls, right? So it's like the students in our program that are doing like 100K, 200K a year are actually working 10 times less than you are. But it's all about being consistent, right? Because if you're not consistent, you're never going to get to that critical mass point, and you're always going to be having to like work hard. One thing that I like to really think about, right, when you're trying to grow your business, is just shoot for 2 clients a month. 2 clients at least at $500 a month, right? That means you're growing your monthly recurring revenue by about $1,000 a month. After about 6 months, most people's bills are generally going to be around like 4 to 7 thousand a month, right? So when you're at after 6 months, you're within striking distance of leaving your job, right? So it's like it doesn't have to take that long. And then what I like to do is like maybe you like when you get to 6 grand a month or whatever, just like maybe keep your job for like 1 to 2 more months than what maybe like you'd like to, just so you can save an extra, $18,000. Let's say it's $6,000 to $18,000, depending how long you stay, and that's gonna be like your cushion, your safety fund for just when you're living and supporting yourself. But it doesn't have to take you that long. Now, if you're already making like, let's say you're making 250 a year, okay, I'm sorry, you just have to like, get more clients in your business, or you just start tapping the higher level skill sets, right? Generally, if you're making over 200, or even if you're making over about 170 is kind of a dangerous spot. 170 is per year is a dangerous spot because it's like the skill sets that you're gonna be offering when you start your business are gonna be kind of like more like the monthly bookkeeping, maybe some CFO work. But a lot of times like people don't know if they can necessarily do the CFO work when at that level, if they've never had like a CFO job. And then it's you're making so much money that you have to be making 17 18K a month in your business just to leave. And most people's mind, in a lot of cases, you don't really need that. You could be good at about like 10K per month, just kind of depending on a couple different factors like what your bills are. But a lot of those people, it's kind of tough. So if you're at 250, you can generally offer like CFO service and like higher level services. If you're kind of making 170, the other reason why it's tough, like the more money you make, it can be tougher to start a business, is because the stuff that you have to do in the beginning is kind of what would be considered grunt work, right? Which is like, messaging people, it's doing consultation calls, right? If you're a person who's like, I just want to do high level stuff, it's like, yeah, but when you're starting a business, unfortunately, you're kind of starting from the ground. It's almost like starting a new career to a certain degree. Like, yeah, you know how to do the skill to do the work, but that's only like 20% of this business is doing the work, right? The majority of the businesses understand how to talk to people, get leads, get consultation calls, price your service correctly, right? So once you do that consistently, you'll be able to grow your business a lot better, and you'll just be smooth. So just take it slow. When I say slow, I know 2 clients a month might not seem slow when you're just like starting out, right? Because maybe you're like working your onboarding processes. After like the first 2 clients for each service you offer, so let's say you have like 2 bookkeeping clients, 2 CFO clients, 2 tax prep clients, 2 whatever. Like you might not offer tax. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just giving an example. Once you get 2, your onboarding process should be at least doable to a certain degree. Just use again. Just copy every single like email or thing that you send to your new clients. Like put it like on a Google document so you can just paste it in whenever you're ready to get a new client, right? And over time, then you can maybe automate it by like getting like a software that can automate the onboarding process. I prefer to do things manually when I'm onboarding clients. I mean, it's not like you're onboarding like 1,000 clients. You know what I mean? If you're only like onboarding like one a week or one a month, like just manually send it just to make sure it gets sent. That's the big thing, because automations can malfunction, and I don't. It's such a critical time when someone just pays you money that you want to make sure your onboarding is at least a little bit tight. So just get that there. And like if you have more questions on onboarding, I think we have a video on this channel that talks about onboarding and talks about like, you know, what does that process look like? Like we even have a video about like contracts and like just like what to be aware of when it comes to contracts. But just be consistent. That's all this thing's gonna take. Now, if you want to go faster, right? Like I know this video, it's like, yeah, you know, just be consistent. That sounds cool, Bryce. Sounds cool, but like I need to get out of my job now. I want to go move now. I want to go and have the free time now, right? Like you probably need some help. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I needed help. I paid 35K in my first year on like courses, masterminds, business retreats, and everything. Because I did not know what I did not know. And like there was a disconnect. So I was like, you know, I have a business degree from college, right? And I understand numbers. So why is my business not growing? It's like, well, it's you need more than just a college degree, right? Because oftentimes what we learn in our regular job and in college is more for big businesses. It's not for what you need to start a small business. So I had to learn all these different micro skills in order to like figure out how to put everything together to make it work. Nowadays, all you have to do is just like buy like maybe one or two courses, and you have pretty much all you need in order to like be successful in this business. There's never an easier time to start a business. Never an easier time to buy a course, because all the courses are so they're pretty high level, and they're pretty like all inclusive of everything you need to grow the business. So if you want some help, go ahead and click the link inside the description at the above below the video to book a call, see if I can help you out inside of one of our programs. Okay, I will see you on the call, or I will see you inside the next video. Either way is fine with me. I'm really rooting for your success. I'm watching from afar, and I'm excited for your growth. Talk to you soon. Have a good rest of your day.